Welcome, everyone. This is Radha, and I'm here with my dear friend Ksanati, who is the founder of the Parashara's Jyotish Conference. This is the fourth year that this conference has been running online. This is my second year presenting, and it's a deep honor to have Ksanati here to talk a little bit about what, first of all, I'm going to be teaching this year. I'm very excited about my topic, the magic of myths. And Shanti can also share a little bit more about the broader conference and what to expect. It's going to be November 20th to the 24th. So it's running from a Thursday to a Monday, and we have some really exciting teachers. So Shanti, thank you. Welcome. Glad you're here with me. And you can share a little bit about the conference, and then I'll talk about the magic of myths.
Namaste, Radha. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here with you today to discuss the Parashara Conference and hear a little bit about your lecture. The Parashara Conference, which is parasharaconference.com, is now the world's largest international Jyotish conference. And what that means is that we have over 30 faculty members from 11 different countries that are joining us. We have faculty from North America, including Canada and various states, Hawaii included, as well as Central South America, Europe, multiple parts of Asia, Australia, India. So again, it's very internationally diverse and a lot of different paramparas and Jyotish Sanghas here being well represented. Um, the theme of the conference this year is the dispelling of fear. And it's really at the heart of my passion because I believe in the therapeutic application of Jyotish, which is the understanding that as a healing tool, not just a predictive tool in our spiritual evolutionary process. And so that's real theme of this year is taking things that maybe there's traditional fear around them, malefics, Nietzsche, Mongolic, retrogression, all these different things, and painting some therapeutic approach to it to understand how we can utilize it as a tool for spiritual growth, but also kind of highlighting, the myths, the history, the teachings as a positive light towards integration of these teachings. So it's the theme is the dispelling of fear. It's a 5-day conference. Starts 8 a.m. Eastern, all the way until midnight the following day. And yeah, so we're happy to have you back, Radha. Looks like you'll be presenting from 5 to 6:30 on Monday, the moon day of the conference. And for those of you that are watching this video, I created a special promo code, RADHA, RADHA, which will give you 10.8% off all registration packages. And as of now, we're 9 days from the first day of the conference as of this recording. So we hope you'll join us. And I look forward to hearing about your lecture, Radha. Tell me a little bit about it.
Thanks for sharing that. I'm super excited to present this year. I love the theme of dispelling fear with Joytish. I also have a very therapeutic approach to using these really powerful tools that have been handed down. And for me, this topic of sharing the myths as a remedy, the subtitle is Remedies of the Soul, is really powerful because I've found in my practice with people, whether they are, from India, whether they've grown up with these teachings, whether they're practicing Jyotishis or yoga teachers, or whether they're really new to all of this and not very familiar with Vedic teachings, that sharing story immediately enters us into the space. It allows our mind that is so present with learning something and attaching to the details and the facts and what more they have to know in order to understand something, to kind of relax a little and to begin to understand things on a more visceral level. And the ownership that we have over what we understand is really potent from hearing stories. This tradition, this Vedic tradition, the tantric traditions, these began as oral practices. And long before anyone even wrote the Vedas, they were an oral tradition that was practiced and worked out through the ages. There's a long tradition, which I'm going to share in my lecture, a little bit about the history moving from the Vedas into the Upanishads, into the Puranic texts and the Tantric texts, and how these stories began to take form and take shape. But the tradition was always oral sharing of these stories. And it's really important for our brains, for our bodies, for our minds, and for our spirits to take in um, the teachings in this way beyond just the study and the learning. It is also a really beautiful tool for sharing with others and letting the joy and the happiness come up where it's not sort of stuck in this very didactic or educational realm that can be a little heady for a lot of people. This really brings back the joy, the fun, the playfulness, and that part of us that is like a child. The first time I ever heard a story being shared in a yoga class, I was like, I almost felt like guilty, this childlike joy of hearing it. I was like, oh, this is so childish. I can't believe I'm hearing this. And as the story progressed and it came into me, I just had really profound awakenings come within me. And this has happened throughout the course of my many years in working with different Indian teachings, beginning with yoga and Ayurveda and into Vedic astrology. And I've seen how these myths really weave together these different teachings as well. So I'm very excited to share. I'm going to talk about, I'm actually going to share my screen just so I can show, I'm not going to um, go too deep into it. Just kind of a overlay of the journey and how we're going to go through it. We're going to talk, like I said, a little bit about the history of the Vedic and Tantric mythology and the storytelling, the difference between the historical stories and the stories that are about the deities. Why share stories? What's the point of sharing stories? And this is going to go into some of the deeper concepts of how this is an oral tradition to begin with, and what the difference is between hearing something, thinking something, saying something out loud, and writing it down. What we're even looking at to remedy in our charts. What are the difficult grahas, the difficult planetary energies we're working with, like Mercury's retrograde right now. How do we work with things like that? How do we work with Saturn when you're in a Mahadasha or your Sati Sati or something like that? What are we even trying to remedy for each person? And then we're going to work with the Maha deities for the planets. Saturn has Shani as its planetary ruler and deity, and there are many stories around Shani that are very powerful, and I love to share as well. The greatness of Saturn and these therapeutic myths are very powerful. But we're going to work instead with Kali for Saturn and Durga for Rahu, and the energy that is bringing us even more into our soul and our higher evolution. And so this also helps move us out of that kind of more fearful dynamic of trying to remedy something that we think is wrong in our chart. So this is a really powerful practice for me, moving out of the fear of these challenges and moving into the grace and the glory and all the lessons that can really come through. And then we're also going to look at how we can work with different bhavas in our chart, the houses that are challenging, and the different configurations in our chart that might be beyond the planetary energy. I taught last year for the Parashara's lecture on the Dushtana houses, the sixth, eighth, and 12th houses. These are very dear to my heart, these challenging bhavas that people work with. And so there's also ways you can use mythology for an overall challenge in your chart, not necessarily just to work with planetary energy. And I'll share particularly with the Das Mahavijjas and some of the tantric goddesses on how I work with these houses. And then, of course, I'll use some case studies so we can see some real people's charts and how we might do this in real time. So I'll go back to that chart, that page here and just reiterate what Ksanati said. I'm teaching on Monday, November 24th, and it is going to be, I think, 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's noon here in Hawaii, which is 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And my class is going to be 90 minutes. You can sign up for just the Monday program, which is going to have some wonderful teachers. My teacher, Sam Jeppy, just joined in right before me. Or you can join for the full conference. And there's really some amazing classes that are going to take place over the 4 days or 5 days. So is it 5 days? Yes. So I highly recommend doing that if you can budget that time and energy. And I will leave it at that for now and come back to Shanati. Thank
I'm
you
so
for.
excited, Rada, for this. I love the idea of the dispelling of fear through storytelling and sruti. And, you know, when we tap into that heart space through like the deities you mentioned and navigating challenges, it's exactly what I was thinking of when I came up with this theme. So I just want to thank you for providing a topic that's right on the money there.
Aw,
And looking forward to your lecture and seeing, you know, seeing you in a couple, well, 9 days from now, or 2 weeks from today, if we include your lecture.
right.
So,
So
um,
excited.
thanks for having me on your platform to talk a little bit about the conference, and can't wait to tune into your lecture.
Thank you. Thanks for coming and joining us here, and I will see you soon. Namaste.
Namaste.